You ever find yourself lying in bed at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, replaying that embarrassing thing you said 5 years ago? You know, that moment no one else remembers, but somehow has become the foundation of your entire self-worth crisis? Yeah, that's overthinking. And if overthinking was an Olympic sport, most of us would be gold medalists. We do it all the time. Before making a decision, after making a decision, when someone doesn't text back immediately, when someone does text back but uses a period instead of an emoji. We analyze, dissect, predict every possible outcome. And for what? To feel more in control? To prevent disaster? If anything, overthinking just makes us suffer 1,000 imaginary failures before anything even happens. But what if I told you that overthinking isn't a sign of intelligence or deep insight, but just self-inflicted torture? And what if I told you that the Bhagavad Gita, yep, that ancient text from thousands of years ago, has already cracked the code on how to escape this mental trap? So, let's talk about Arjuna. If you're not familiar with the Bhagavad Gita, picture this: a warrior standing on a battlefield, completely frozen, not because he's afraid of losing, but because he's drowning in thoughts. What if I make the wrong decision? What if I regret this? What if everything goes wrong? Sound familiar? Arjuna's mind is basically a 24-hour anxiety radio station. He's paralyzed not by reality, but by thoughts about reality. And then Krishna, his divine charioteer, basically tells him, "Dude, you're overthinking this. Big time." And this is where it gets interesting. Krishna doesn't just say, "Stop thinking so much." He breaks down why overthinking happens, why it's pointless, and how to get out of it. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Let's be real. When has overthinking ever helped anyone? Has anyone ever solved life's great problems by sitting in their room, spiraling in hypothetical scenarios? No. It just leads to stress, indecision, and a headache that no amount of chai can fix. Krishna tells Arjuna something profound. You have a right to your actions, but not to the fruits of your actions. In other words, your job is to act, not to obsess over every possible outcome of that action. This is where most of us mess up. We don't just make a decision and move on. We torture ourselves over what might happen next. But Krishna is clear. Your role is to do your duty, give your best effort, and let go of the rest. Imagine if you planted a seed and then dug it up every 5 minutes to check if it's growing. That's what overthinking does. Instead of allowing things to unfold naturally, we interrupt the process with constant doubt and second-guessing. And what happens? We stress ourselves out, delay action, and sometimes we don't act at all. At the heart of overthinking is this illusion that if we analyze something enough, we can somehow control the outcome. But let's be honest. How much control do we really have? You can prepare for an interview for weeks, but you can't control how the interviewer is feeling that day. You can spend hours crafting the perfect text message, but you can't control how the other person interprets it. Krishna's solution? Surrender. Not in the give up and do nothing way, but in the accept that you can't control everything way. Act with full sincerity, but don't cling to the results. Once you make a decision, trust it. Move forward. Let go of the mental replay. Alright, so we know overthinking is pointless. But how do you actually stop doing it? Krishna's advice is simple, but powerful. Focus on the present moment. Most of our overthinking happens when our mind is stuck in the future. What if this goes wrong? Or in the past, why did I do that? But the only thing we actually have control over is right now. It's like driving a car. If you're constantly looking in the rearview mirror, or freaking out about a turn 5 miles ahead, you're going to crash. But if you focus on the road right in front of you, everything becomes manageable. So, The next time you catch yourself spiraling into overthinking, ask yourself, am I actually solving a problem, or am I just torturing myself with endless what-ifs? If it's the latter, take a deep breath, bring yourself back to the present, and just take the next small step. Look, overthinking is a hard habit to break. But the more you practice letting go, the more peace you'll find. So the next time your mind starts overanalyzing a situation, just remember Krishna's wisdom. Do your best, act with sincerity, and then let go. Trust the process. Trust yourself. And most importantly, stop torturing yourself with thoughts that don't serve you. And hey, if this video helped you take even one step closer to escaping the overthinking trap, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and let's keep breaking the cycle of mental chaos together. See you in the next one.